Wall Street Memes Casino,
I'm fine.
and Sportsbook.
This is Kugan Cassius for IFLTV. Could you do me a favour before we start?
What?
Oh, hold on, no, because I forgot to get this done, right? So I've got a t-shirt here from the weekend that I forgot to... Hold that a second. I forgot to get you to sign this, to be fair. Do you mind signing this? Could you show people what it is?
Can I see what's on the front?
Yeah, of course.
Oh, that.
Could you hold it up? No, keep going up because people can't really see it.
Well, that is quite unbelievable.
Isn't it?
Yeah. What?
So this is for a competition we're going to run on IFL.
You know, Gold Star, my dear friends, you know, using my face on a t-shirt, was there any royalties involved with this? Or?
That's your problem, not mine. Could you sign this for us, please, on your side?
I feel like there's some kind of...
No, there isn't. I just forgot to get it done. I promise you, I just forgot to get it done.
Pull that.
Hold on. Good. Wow. 'Cause some people...
Is there a punchline?
No, there isn't. Just sometimes when we get things signed, people question the legitimacy of it. So, thank you. No, there wasn't.
Okay.
I just didn't think you'd sign it after you got battered, that was all. I didn't.
Cool.
Right. From Riyadh to Brentwood, I love these days. I came to Frocham Wald when you did the first one. I think that was your first ever barbecue. You did like match and base for a press conference.
It's press conference kind of turns into, I'm not sure what's going on out there. You got a ball rodeo, obviously for Johnny Fisher, forged Irish stout in the house, drip water, little barbecue for the media. But yeah, press conference today for Johnny Fisher against Alan Babbage. Actually a fight that I never thought I'd see. Fresh off the back of Riyadh, just obviously didn't go away. I don't know if you know that, but just an incredible week, honestly. Like, just an incredible week. Feel incredibly blessed. No show this weekend, but we shall be embarrassing ourselves at Soccer Aid.
We'll talk about that in a second.
Tomorrow, I think. And then we head out to Puerto Rico next week for our first event out there. Then Birmingham, then Phoenix, then Johnny Fisher at the Copper Box, Boots in Philadelphia, and a huge run coming up.
Right, let's try and dissect things quickly, but also in some sort of order. The weekend, I think Frank Warren let you off a little bit. Could have been worse. If that was you on the reverse,
to be honest with
you would have been far more unbearable.
I'd forgotten about it already. I mean, was it even important, the point system? You know, it was just about the fans and the boxing, and I think it didn't really matter who won, you know. Frank has been extremely humble in victory. I think it's quite funny because it's like, we're getting on really well now, but obviously you're always kind of on the brink or on the edge, and someone could say something like, there's been no interviews for the last 6 months where me or Frank have slagged off each other or anything that we've done. But it probably only takes one interview. Do you know what I mean? So I think there's that from Frank where we don't want to go backwards now. Do you know what I'm saying? It's like other people in Queensbury, Mr. Ailing and people like that, they're really giving it to us. I mean, Ailing's been sending me pictures of that, remember that fake team bus going through London with Queensbury down the side? All of our team and staff were on the later flight on Sunday. Apparently they got non-stop stick the whole flight.
I was on that flight, yeah.
I flew home with Frank. I mean, he was definitely gloating, don't worry about that. But it wasn't like, you know, to a point where you think, hang on a minute, I thought we were sort of becoming friends. So it was a drubbing. It was probably the best event I've ever been involved in, and probably the event that I've enjoyed more than any other event I've ever done. And, but we did lose 10-0. And I actually asked someone, in an accumulator bet of Queensbury winning all 5 bets, I think it was something like 55-1 for them to win every fight, or more so by the means they did it. So I'm not sure how it happened, but it definitely happened. And I'm sure a lot of people enjoyed it, that it happened to me. I take it on the chin, And, I thank for the opportunity to do it. I thought it was just an incredible event.
Which fight were you most disappointed with from your side?
I think performance-wise, I really expected Craig Richards to win that fight. I really did. I don't think he performed well in that fight. And that was a bad start, obviously, because I really fancied Craig to win that fight. Then, in an unbelievable fight between Ray Ford and Nick Ball, which I did think Ray Ford won, in a very close fight that could have gone either way. When that decision went against us, I'm like, oh no, because then Ammo's in deep, right, against Hamza. And then I'm the optimist, so I'm just thinking to myself, all we got to do actually is if Ammo wins, fantastic. But if Ammo loses, even, and loses on points, we can still win with 2 stoppages. And I know that Hrgovic and Wilder are going to come back with stoppages. Then Ammo got stopped, in the 11th round? And it was like, fuck. So we now need 2 stoppages to tie the match. I was really, really quite convinced Hrgovic would beat Dubois. And when Daniel won that fight especially by stoppage, it was like, and then Deontay went it, and it was like, at this point, what else can go wrong? So, yeah, it was just continuous. We made these fights in a way where it wasn't necessarily, and I'm not just saying this because we lost 10-0, but it wasn't just necessarily our best fighters from the roster. Do you understand? It was the best matchups that could be made. And there were fights that I would have liked to have made where we would have been a massive favourite against Queensberry and vice versa. But that's not really the point and concept of the event. The concept of the event is 5 pick-em fights. But it's quite unusual for 5 pick-em fights to go all the other way. It's like flipping a coin 5 times and everyone's heads. That's how I've been trying to comfort myself.
Yeah, even though it couldn't have literally have gone worse for you, well, it could have done, because you could have got 5 stoppages on Queensberry's side. And even though, you got absolutely battered, even though that, the 10-0 scoreline doesn't represent how competitive the fights actually were. Not beforehand, but actually on the night.
Yeah. The card was brilliant. And that's what I'm saying. The feedback from the show was one of the best feedbacks we've ever had. If the feedback wasn't very good and the card wasn't very good and we lost 10-0, I'd be just in bits. But the reality is the show was amazing. The feedback from the fans was amazing. So there is a little bit of comfort in the drubbing. But as you know me, I do like to win. But what were you doing?
What was Warren actually saying to you on the flight? Forget that video you put out on one about, what was the conversations? Because I'm assuming he wasn't on your case about that too much.
Honestly, planning the next one. Planning the next fights. Planning the undercards coming up. Wembley, LA, another show we look at. You have to understand, we are all work. All work. We don't switch off. And when I say we, I'm talking about Matchroom, me, Frank. I'm talking about George and Frank. It is constant work. When we left the show on Saturday, we went straight to His Excellency's house. We arrived there at 5 o'clock in the morning, and we left there at 6:30 in the morning after a meeting. And then we grabbed our bags and we went straight to the airport. And at the airport, we were just talking about boxing and events and fights. And then we get back and we're on the phone that night to Saudi, going through, it's non-stop work. So, yeah, he wasn't, we did that little video, which did massive numbers, and that was just I just said to him, first of all, I went, Frank, little selfie. And he was getting in there, I went, actually, let's do a video. Yeah, and he was sitting literally a foot away from me on the plane, and you couldn't really make it up. But luckily, everyone was so tired because we hadn't slept. We slept the whole way. Okay, let's talk about Deontay Wilder. This was even after Hrgovic's loss to Dubois. You were hoping for a little bit of a saving grace moment from Wilder. It didn't come. 8-4 sounds a lot better than 10-0. So yeah, I thought for me, Hrgovic was a bigger favourite against Dubois than I had Wilder as Zhang, even though with the bookmakers Zhang was a favourite. But I did think that Wilder would knock Zhang out. I did. Until the bell went for the first round. And then I knew after a couple of minutes that wasn't going to be the case.
2 questions in one here. Do you think Wilder should retire, and do you think he will retire?
So on the first one, I think it's very harsh to say anyone should retire. I think it's quite, it's very personal. It's like me, it's like all of a sudden, I know you've deteriorated over the years, but it's like you deteriorating even more and me coming out and saying, Kugan Cassius should retire. Like, you love what you do, you may have limited ability, but you're a happy guy with it, and, why should I tell you that you should retire?
Yeah, no, fair enough. To be fair, it's like me saying, obviously you've been playing second fiddle for Frank Warren over the last few months. Yeah. Some people say you should call it a day. And got smashed 10-0, just hang up the gloves.
Don't buy it. Don't buy it. What's the matter with you?
I'm just saying.
Did you hear that His Excellency said in the ring, I think now Eddie Hearn should retire? Like I said to him, I can't believe you said that. He says, I was joking. I said, yeah, but people don't know your sense of humour. So people actually said to me, His Excellency told you to retire. I was like, no, it was a joke. Anyway, so getting back to my point, and it was tongue-in-cheek about you, but you do need to up your game. If you want... Wilder can carry on for another 2 or 3 years, fighting at a lower level, but he can't win the fights that he wants to be in. So when you've made the money that he's made and you've operated at that level, I don't think the appetite is there to make lesser money and fight a lower level of opposition. He's still a good heavyweight. He's just not elite anymore, in my opinion. But it's frustrating because I saw a guy like that week and on fight night that had really worked to perform. And it's heartbreaking for those guys because I've seen it with AJ. When AJ lost to Usyk in the second fight, he put everything into that training.
People saying he should retire.
Exactly. Now look at him. Yeah. So can you turn it around? But AJ was never gun shy, really. He never looked like his confidence had completely deserted him. And, he just lacked a game plan. In my opinion, he just lacked just sort of like a leadership of what he was doing in the ring and in training camp. So I think it's difficult to say. Should he retire? If he's not the fighter that he once was and can't get it back, yes, he should retire. But the truth is we don't know what is causing him. I've only seen him box twice live. Once was Parker, once was Zhang. And he doesn't look like the menace that he once was, Do
you think it's categorically impossible that we would ever see AJ and Wilder in a ring again?
Yeah.
Not again, but
Yes, I think so. Just looking at Gareth Davis there. Is he got beige trousers on or is he wearing shorts? He's wearing shorts.
He's wearing shorts.
Very short shorts as well.
Very tight. Yeah. Do you regret not kind of possibly pushing that fight more? So, because as fans, it's one of the top 3 heavyweight fights that we always wanted to see.
Let me give you a little bit of life advice, right? When you talk about regretting things, after the fact, you can always look at things differently. As long as you make a decision that you feel was right at the time, you shouldn't regret anything, right? And that's across business, this situation, life, everything. You can look back in time and go, I shouldn't really have done that. But the reality is, at the time, that was the right decision for you to make. So, would I have liked AJ to fight Wilder? Yeah. And, probably, don't forget, probably the best time to fight Deontay Wilder was the day of reckoning. Right? We would have won that fight. We didn't know at the time that Wilder wasn't the fighter that he is now, unfortunately. But that wasn't in play for us. Don't forget, for a long, long time with Skills Challenge, we were negotiating to fight Wilder during that year. So, yes, I think it would have been great for the boxing world to see AJ against Wilder, but unfortunately, we never got it. But if that was AJ in the ring on Saturday night with Deontay Wilder, I think most people have their conclusions of how that would go. But Wilder in his prime was dangerous to everybody. By the way, you know, it's just another example, isn't it, of how people like to criticise people, fighters, you know. Oh, Wilder's this, Wilder's that. Wilder's been brilliant for the sport.
6 years as world champion.
You can rate him, you can not rate him. He's been a personality. He helped invigorate the heavyweight division. You know, he changed his life. Like, you give it like we really must make sure that fighters don't fear getting beat or fear criticism, because it stops you from actually daring to be great sometimes. Do you know what I'm saying? That's actually in life in general, but people sometimes are scared to make the leap, or because they're worried about the reaction. And in boxing, I hate that you can try and be great, or you can have a great career or whatever, and you get criticised when it doesn't work. It's what I said the other day. It's the ha-ha merchants. Do you know what I mean? The ha-ha merchants, of course. And there's loads of ha-ha merchants come out when I get beaten off Saturday, but it's justified because I've got a big mouth. I've got a lot to say for myself. And I also understand at the same time, when it doesn't go my way, I'm going to get stick and I'm going to get abused. No problem. Comes with the territory. But I think fighters, it should be a little bit different, you know? Like, it's a tough old game.
It certainly is. Eddie, prior to the Wilder and Zhang fight, Turkey had said that his fight of preference for September would have been AJ and Wilder. Now that Wilder obviously lost to Zhang, is Zhang a possibility for September, even though Frank Warren made some comments to say that, which I spoke to him about, I said, when he says talks have been held regarding a Dubois fight, he means literally sitting around a room and going, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah, I mean, firstly, there's nothing agreed or confirmed for AJ in September. His Excellency would like AJ to headline at Wembley. Obviously, it would be incredible for us, for Riyadh season, for British boxing. Who the opponent will be is undecided. You've got Zhilei Zhang. She's a great fight. He's the WBO interim world champion. You've got Daniel Dubois, now the IBF interim heavyweight world champion. Another great fight, especially for British boxing. You've got Joseph Parker, who's on a great run. You know, you've got a number of heavyweights that could feature. The aim for us is for AJ to become world heavyweight champion. And if the IBF belt becomes available, which we expect it to be, and there's a chance of Dubois against AJ for the world heavyweight title, definitely a fight that appeals. But nothing agreed, confirmed yet. But there is a press conference on the 26th of June.
25th or 6th?
Wednesday, 6th, 26th of June. And that is where the opponent will be announced.
So not long to find out either way what that show is going to be. Yeah?
We're in talks with everybody. You've got, you know how, you've got His Excellency that makes all the decisions, and then you've got Spencer Brown, Gold Star, Frank Warren, Queensbury and George, and me and Matchroom. And we all work together to help build these cards and put forward these cards for His Excellency, who will make the final decision. And myself, Spencer, Frank, you know, we're all talking about not just the card, but also, of course, AJ and who he's going to fight. And AJ will be the one that makes his decision, but His Excellency will obviously say, this is how we want that fight and that night to look.
If it is Dubois, how do you think the IBF situation will play out by then?
I think if it's for the world heavyweight title, I think it could be Dubois. Without that, would it still be Dubois? Maybe. But
that's the only option for the IBF title, isn't it?
That's what I'm saying. But if the IBF title is on the line, Dubois could be the front runner. Do you know what I'm saying? But if it's not for the world title, then everybody else comes into play. Do you know what I'm saying? The only way AJ could fight for a world title at Wembley is with the IBF. So if that's the case, I would say Dubois is the front runner. But at the moment, that's not the case, so everybody's in the picture.
Are we likely to see any rematches from 5v5 on that card in September?
No.
Not one, no. Are we likely to see any rematches from that card at all, full stop?
No, I don't think so. Because I think Willie will now fight a final eliminator. Ray's moving to 130. Ammo needs to have a comeback fight after that Shiraz fight, and Shiraz is going to move on to fight someone. Hrgovic is out of the picture for now. I'm sure he'll come back. And Wilder could be done. So, no.
Okay, let's fire through these quickly. De La Hoya. Just put a little laughing emoji after your trouncing on Saturday, but I suppose that's the expected that.
Just a ha-ha merchant. You know, I mean, how rent-free do I have to live in Oscar De La Hoya's head for him to just do like a laughing emoji when I get beat? And I keep saying it's unbelievably flattering that a pound-for-pound great fighter, a legend of the sport, is completely infatuated by me. You know, of all the things that should be living in Oscar De La Hoya's head, which is hopefully happiness, greatness, memories, all these incredible achievements, Eddie Hearn lives in there. You know, and I'm running around in his little mind just poking him, going, Oscar, woo, it's me. And he just, fuck. You know, that's Oscar. But I cannot believe that he's so bothered about me. Like, I don't, excuse my language, it turns me on. I can't believe that I'm that relevant to Oscar De La Hoya, where he literally wakes up, he's thinking about me all day. All day. It's wild, but it's unbelievably flattering. I genuinely mean that from the bottom of my heart. Like, I must be so good and such a threat to him for him to talk about me and think about me all day, every day. And I hope one day he can release me from his mind. Just forget about me. You know, like, I know I'm good and on another level to you, but you were a great fighter. What I could never achieve in my life what Oscar De La Hoya has achieved. I could never achieve that. So I don't know why he's so unhappy. He should be the happiest man in the world. You know, it's like, well, we're doing our 5v5. Yeah, and like announces a date. Or not even spoke to Top Rank. It's like, well, like, just relax and be happy. Like, we're all, you know, I don't get it. It's like, but it is, you know, at the same time, it's amazing for me that someone so incredible like Oscar De La Hoya talks about me all the time.
You had a couple of other fans, Ryan Garcia and Teofimo Lopez, as expected, obviously weighing in with their.
Look, Ryan's just, you know, Ryan's going to punch me when he sees me. Ryan sees me, starts coming up to me, hugging me, asking me for pictures. I like Ryan Garcia, but anyway, he's got his own problems. Teo's a weird one because I don't really know what I did wrong to Teofimo Lopez, only that he boxed on my show, lost the points decision, which he actually did lose, and blamed me and said if this was a Top Rank show, I would have won. I was like, okay, mate, whatever. And ever since then, but he, you know, it's like bad energy, bad karma. You know, ha-ha merchant. You being a ha-ha merchant is really bad for you. You know, when you want people to lose, it don't happen. You know what I'm saying?
Did you ever get that?
No, I used to when I was insecure.
What, you wanted fighters to lose?
Not people.
Not people to lose in life?
Yeah, not just at life, but could be in sport, could be competitors, could be people I didn't like. But it takes time for you to get comfortable with yourself and maturity that you actually wish people well. But there was definitely times. I mean, I don't, you know, when I started out, I wanted Frank Warren to lose. I wanted his fighters to lose. I didn't want his fighters to, you know. But now, I say good luck to him. And, you know, being around his fighters, again, like Saturday, Willie, you know, didn't spend a lot of time with him, but amusing guy, good luck to him. Nick Ball, really nice kid, and should have been a world champion against Vargas. Hamza, lovely young man. Do you know what I mean? Daniel, come back from being written off. You know, Zhang, fucking hilarious. Good luck to him. But it takes time in life to become like that. And I don't know what's the reason for that, but being a ha-ha merchant just basically means you're a bit insecure and you're desperate to see people lose. And when you have that mindset, karma just comes back and bites you in the arse. And I think you're better off intentionally or just naturally, or just unintentionally or naturally, just being like, honestly, I wish you all the best. You know, even if, like, Fury, of all the backwards and forwards I had with Fury over the years, I got to a point where I was like, mate, good luck against Usyk. You deserve this. Well, I know we haven't always got on, but fucking good luck to you. You know what I mean? So I've just changed a lot over the years, and it's just that these people will change, but they're just insecure at the moment, and it will just take a little bit of time. But I'm here for them.
Right, just quickly run through. Ennis,
Yes.
can you talk to me about that situation, what's going to happen now?
Yeah, so last night received a note from Cody Crowley's team, to say that he's got an eye issue. He had an operation, it was fine. He's had some problems with it. He won't be medically ready for July 13. We will now go into the top 15 of the IBF rankings and speak to the IBF and select an opponent. I expect that opponent to come in the next 24 hours. And there will be an announcement shortly.
Okay. A little bit disappointing, but the show goes on.
Yeah, I mean, you get criticised for Cody Crowley in the first place, and now you will probably actually get a better opponent, but he was mandatory, and that's who we had to fight.
Eddie, what's the realistic chances of a matchroom stroke Queensbury versus a top-ranked stroke Golden Boy?
I don't think that format really works, to be honest with you. Like,
It'd be great.
what, Matchroom and Queensbury?
Yeah, like a tag team against a tag team. I tried to suggest this to you the other day. You thought I was talking about you and Frank fighting.
Oh, right, no.
Bob and
I like
Oscar.
For us, what we're focusing on is Matchroom v Queensbury 2. Like, firstly, because I'm fucking desperate for the rematch, and secondly, because there's so many more fights that we can make amongst each other. So I'm not sure about the tag team. I like the individual, but you have to understand as well, what made that event so big is the Hearn-Warren rivalry and dynasty. It's like, if you've got two promoters that get on, it's still great for boxing, but, you know, if you've got PBC with Tom Brown and, I don't know.
No, it needs to be Arum and De La Hoya for you.
Get on.
No, against you two.
Oh, right, yeah, possibly. But I said to Oscar before, we should do a 5v5 on the zone in America. But, you know, he started getting ants in his pants and didn't fancy it. But the aim is, like, obviously our stable compared to Golden Boy is on another level. But I wouldn't just put our very best fighters in. I would make the matchups that are competitive. Do you know what I'm saying? And that's the key. Like, I'm not going to put, I don't know, Jose Ramirez in with Subriel Matias because it's, or one of his other 140s, because it's not a competitive matchup. So you put in fighters that are competitive. You know, I'm not going to put in, I don't know, I mean, there's loads of examples, but the key to those matchups is that you actually match make them perfectly, so they're pure pick and fights.
Right, we've literally got 2 minutes left. Thoughts on Khan and Cassius?
Is that a thing?
According to X, formerly Twitter, it is.
If it's,
No, but
if it's on X,
they're tweeting or Xing or whatever.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean,
No interest, no?
I like the pair of them, but no, I mean, I just don't. It's not something that. But I think in that world, yeah, can work.
Yeah. You watch it.
I'm not sure I'd watch it, but I think in that world, it's a big fight.
Okay, so July 6th, can you run through the card? Who's featuring on Babbage and Fisher?
Yeah. It's a massive step up for Johnny Fisher. I mean, I never expected him to fight Alan Babbage, but it's happening. July 6th, we've already sold 4,000 tickets at the Copper Box. I expect that to be 6, maybe 7, which is quite incredible for really a next-gen show. Reece Bellotti against Levi Giles for the British and Commonwealth titles. Cracking fight. Big step up for Maisie Rose against Jasmina, who had a great fight with Shannon Ryan as well. First title fight for Maisie Rose in a big fight. John Hedges in the Southern Area Cruiserweight title. Big step up for him. Really good fight as well. George Vizioli, Jimmy Sains, Laylee Buttigieg. And yeah, going to be a big next-gen night at the Copper Box and a massive crowd.
This is a next-gen show, yeah. I quite like the fight. I think it's going to be an absolute war as long as it lasts, so...
Listen, fair play to Johnny, because I do think Johnny's the favourite in the fight, but he's going to have to come through things that he's never had to come through before, and Alan must win as well, and 2 great lads.
Will you have any fighters on the October the 12th card in Riyadh?
Yeah, Dimitri Bivol, the main event.
No. Aside from,
Of course, yeah.
like who?
Working on it at the moment. We haven't done the undercard yet, so working on it.
Coy Eddie Hearn. All right, the last thing I'm going to do, yeah?
Oh, go on, what's this?
Oh, no, this is not going to work. So, can you, just before I do this, can you just run through your schedule for this month and July up to date? Like UK, America, Mexico?
So next week, our first ever show in Puerto Rico. Subriel Matias, the beast at 140, takes on Liam Paro. Fucking great fight. Then we're back to Birmingham for a fantastic show. Tyler Denny selling really well as well. Tyler Denny against Felix Cash. Conor Walker against Lewis Crocker. Shannon Ryan against Emma Dolan. Cameron Bong against Jordan Flynn. Brilliant card in Birmingham. The week after that, we're straight back out to Phoenix. Another amazing card. Bam against Estrada. Sonny against Curiel. Ramla Ali against Mercado for the world title as well. Then we're back in London for the Copper Box. Johnny Fisher against Alan Babbage. Then we're back to Philadelphia for Boots Ennis. 20th and the 27th, no shows. Amazing. So a little holiday coming up in July. August 3rd, the huge one in Los Angeles. Crawford against Madrimov, and I think the best card we've ever seen in America. Got some big news on that show as well, coming soon. August 10th, looks like nothing. 17th, we're planning a show. Watch this space.
Where?
Not telling you. August 24th, we'll be in the UK for a really big show. And that's up to the end of August.
That's quite incredible.
Thank you.
Eddie Hearn, these Matchroom barbecue days are wonderful. You don't do them every day. No, you don't. No, this wasn't what my point was going to be. So the other day, somebody said to me, did you used to ever iMessage Eddie Hearn? And I said, yeah, because when we started talking, WhatsApp weren't about. So this was our first ever message, right? So I want you, just for the next minute, yeah, just read some of the messages, yeah, and stop when you think it's inappropriate not to read out.
That's where it starts.
Yeah, tell the date first of all.
31st of May 2011, 13 years ago. Give us a call when you get a sec, mate. Eddie, 2 p.m. at Crown Plaza, Shoreditch. Is that right? That's me. Yes, mate. Wayne changed to Tower Hill. Lol, see you there. Yes, lucky you told me.
That's what you wrote, yeah.
Oh, that's me, is it?
Yeah.
Oh, sorry. Oh, yeah,
right.
of course. Yeah. Sorry, I'm not really out. So that's you. Give us a call. It's pesting me already. Cool, see you there. 9:45 tomorrow, mate, and my home address to come and get me. I said, running 10 minutes late. Okay, cool, see you there. Eddie, I'm in stock. Text me your postcode. This is, you're all agreeing. Just seen back all the footage. I personally think it's great and very watchable. Fuck knows what that was about. Interview with the old man is brilliant. Call you tomorrow. Cool. Yes, mate, in afternoon. Just watched first copy of our little documentary with you. Looking all right, actually. That's you, Beggy Sue.
Look at all the greens.
I know, it's you. Shall I come see you first thing in the morning around 10? 10:30, please, mate. Shall I come to your office? Call you then? Yes, mate. Who? I don't know if you want me to say that.
Who's that?
Who is that?
Don't mention his name. He was a troll.
Some troll.
Philip. His name's Philip.
Prick on Twitter. I said, lol, no idea, but I don't think he thinks much of your presenting. And you go, yeah, I know. I filmed London's first official hater. I looked on his Twitter bio. Guess what? The first word was presenter. I was like, okay, mate. I'm thinking, all right, mate, stop messaging me. Didn't make it. Okay, what really? I reckon you're actually a little sick about that not being in it. I hate all that bollocks. You did my a few inappropriate bits there. We don't want to mention. You go. 22nd of June, 22. Part 1 is now online, mate. This is obviously our documentary. I put, okay, hope people don't think I'm a schmarmy, see you next Tuesday, otherwise it's your fault. This is like how you get me to play up in front of the camera. You go, the camera doesn't lie, ha ha. Lol, in all honesty, I think you come across good, and YouTube comments will clarify that. Yeah. Oh. There you go, this is funny. You go, RT the message I've just sent out about your video, Eddie! Exclamation mark. No reply from me. I said, I've done it twice. I don't want to look like a desperate Dan. Fucking mate.
So
Mate, that's unbelievable. Look.
This is before WhatsApp. Some of this can't be read out because I was looking through it.
Great game.
Anyway, I message Eddie Hearn. Thank you very much for talking to IFLTV. We'll get some food. Yeah. It's absolutely banging out there, packed full of media and stars.
Let's go.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Wall Street Memes Casino,
I'm fine.
and Sportsbook.